Goddamn conversations with legends. Crazy how one day your idols can turn into your brethren. Bitches we severing. Hit up my.
What it is, what it do. It's your boy Drew, and finally here to talk about Everybody by Logic. But before I get into that, a little bit of update. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I will be recording that review, and I will be uploading that. I will be buying Everybody from Best Buy, either Best Buy or Target, whichever one has it. And then you know, I'ma unbox that. You know how things go. And what else? That's about it for news, really. Before we get started, I just want to say, make sure you guys like the video if you like it, dislike it if you don't like it. You know, if you don't like the video, dislike the video. I just want to keep shit real. If you feel like you want to engage in conversation, comment below. You want to tell me I'm a dumbass nigger, tell me that, comment it. If you want to tell me I'm great and I, am right and never wrong and shit, you can comment that. Comment your thoughts. I mean, say what you want to say. That's what the comment section is for. And make sure you subscribe if you like the channel. Make sure you share it. All that good stuff, all that good YouTuber advertising stuff, All right, let's get to what y'all really want to talk about. Everybody. All right, so I reviewed all the Logic projects, every single one. They're all they should be in the suggestions, but they're all on the channel. They're all up under the playlist, album reviews. They're all up under there, every single one of them, and they're all pretty in-depth thoughts. They're not just like 20-minute long videos or anything like that, like me analyzing the shit out of his projects. But they're pretty in-depth, and I think you can get a grasp on the fact that I am a fan of Logic. That shouldn't even be a question. Let's just say I have a top 10 favorite artists of all time, and Logic is at number 5. Now, before you guys think I'm one of those young dudes that just doesn't know about music that came before me, do not worry. At number 1 is Michael Jackson. At number 3 is Eminem. Okay, so calm your dicks. Calm your dicks. All right. I know music that came before. It's not just a list full of Kendrick, Cole, any other new dudes. I'm just letting you know, Logic is number 5 in my top 10 favorite artists, period. Right? Going into this album, I really didn't know what to expect until I heard the single Everybody. When I heard the single Everybody, I thought to myself, okay, that was cool. I didn't love it, but I didn't dislike it either. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely liked the beat. I liked his rhyming. I liked how straightforward he was. I liked how bold he was with that, with the topic. There you go, with the topic. I liked how bold he was with the topic, how he was just like, all right, I'm gonna just attack this surface level straight on. And I really dug that. And of course, his flow, Logic's flow, is just something he's perfected. There's no way his flow is ever gonna be bad. Like, Logic's flow is just incredible. So then I tried not to listen to any of the other singles that came out, but eventually I ended up listening to Black Spider-Man. Now that was the one where I was like, okay, see, now you got my attention. See, Everybody just kind of made me go, okay, this will be cool. Black Spider-Man is what really made me go, okay, this might be something special, because I loved Black Spider-Man to death. That beat is ridiculous. His verse is ridiculous. My favorite part of that verse is when he does that shit where he's like, Wondering if everybody like this up above. When I push kind of shove, made me wanna pull up with the gat in the glove. I was like, oh shit, I like that. I like that. And the dude singing, Damian Lamar Hudson, right? Dude has pipes, man. Dude really has pipes. Dude was singing his ass off at the end of this song. So I was like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready for this shit. And then, you know, I finally listened to that other single. I have my thoughts on that one. The Suicide one, 1-800-273-8255. You know, I uploaded my thoughts on that as well. And I was like, okay, this is a cool track. You know, I've never really myself thought about suicide like that. Like, I've never really been at that low a point in my life. I don't really know a lot of people that have either. You know, everybody around me is pretty genuinely happy. But, you know, I know there's people out there that definitely deal with depression and deal with wanting to kill themselves. And I feel like this song is very well done. I do not like one part though. I don't like when he's just like, who can relate? Woo! I hate that. I hate that. That's awful. Like that's just really bad. Like, I understand that the whole thing he was trying to do with a lot of songs on this record is talk about darker topics, but have the instrumental be a little more uplifting and, you know, and be a little more what's the word? I guess that's the best word, uplifting. But that part is just a little. He even said that this is supposed to be kind of an anthem, but that part is just reaching. Like, that was reaching hard. Who can relate? Woo! Oh my god, that sucked. But, so, I was ready for the album, right? I was like, yes, let's get it. New Logic, everybody, let's get it. We're gonna do the positives first. I'm not scaring you. I'm not scaring you guys away. We're gonna do the positives first. I like every single song on here. There's not a single song on here that I do not enjoy. There are a couple of songs that I absolutely love. The instrumentals, the production is absolutely brilliant on this project. The drums and the kicks are really, really crisp, and they hit hard, especially in the car. You definitely hear the thump when these kicks hit. It's beautiful. The bass is very well used. There are times when the bass is kind of, you know, more in the forefront, like on Take It Back and Killing Spree. There are times when the bass is kind of used more as an instrument, like on Everybody and Anxiety and Black Spider-Man. And then there's time where there really doesn't need to be much bass, and it's just, you know, a dope ass kick rhythm with America and Ink Blot. You know, these are dope cuts. These are definitely dope cuts. I like a lot of the topics he covers. 1-800. Like I said, I like that song. I like that he had the balls. He had the fucking balls to tackle a subject like that and make the song the way he did. And it's actually a really good song. He's got really catchy verses on there. I like when Alessia Carr's verse is over and Logic comes in and he's like, something about, I know you're the reason I believe in life. I was like, I like that. That was cool. He was hitting them notes a little bit. Anxiety, where he actually raps as Anxiety, I thought that was hella dope. I think that was something that reminded me of Nicki. Not necessarily saying that he rapped from the perspective of nicotine, but, you know, it just kind of reminded me of that song a little bit. For some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but it most definitely did. And I definitely fucked with Killing Spree, where he was talking about how everything these people perceive us young people as being, that's what we end up being. That's what we end up turning out to be, and that's what we end up liking and enjoying. And, you know, I fucked with that. I fucked with that a lot. I really did. Logic's flow is always a plus. Logic's flow is always a plus. Always, always, always. My favorite Logic vocal moment on this record is actually on Take It Back. A song that I can't stop listening to because that beat is fucking ridiculous. But he, you know, when he hits that flow, where he's talking about, you ain't black, you a motherfucking white boy. Shut your mouth, do it right, boy. Alright, boy? Damn, why you such a hype boy? Why you always talk about being black? Being black, skin too white. Nigga, fuck that. Nigga, fuck. Everything you talk about, cut that. Everything. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, okay. And then, I also love that part in the song where he's just like, yes, I got to get the gap for sure, but will I have to get the master deep? I was like, oh shit, man. Like I didn't expect the song that he kind of leaked, because he didn't leak it over the beat. He just kind of leaked the lyrics a little bit. Master deep down inside of me, the plantation deep down inside of me. Everybody fuck like side of me, cause one of the what they gotta be. Tell me why my mama gotta lie to me. Like that was leaked, but not with the beat. So this is the beat that was in the teaser trailer, but there were no words over it. I didn't know those two went together. So when I figured out those two went together, I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. Features, all the features did all right. You know, I'll talk about them later though. And what else is there? The concept. I like what he went for. I like what this concept overall is trying to accomplish. I guess that's the most careful way I can say it. I like what this concept was trying to do. I definitely think that, treating it as every act upon others that is wrongful or negative or hurtful, it's almost like you're doing that to yourself. I thought that was a really cool way of looking at it. Alright, y'all. This is the first Logic commercial release where I have criticisms. And I feel like I gotta hit him, and I gotta hit him hard. We're gonna be here for a minute. I'm sorry if y'all don't like long videos, but I gotta get it out. First of all, very first and foremost, Logic, I know you as a rapper. I like you as a rapper. I love your rapping and your flow. I didn't get a whole lot of rapping on this. And I'm just gonna be honest, I don't feel like I got a lot of rapping. Hallelujah, there's only one verse. Everybody, there's two verses, but the song is only 2 minutes and some change. Confess, one verse. Killing Spree, one long verse. Take It Back, one verse. America, like a verse and a half. Ink Blot was barely a song. Most Definitely, you gave me a lot of rapping. I'll give you Most Definitely. 1-800, you weren't even really rapping, you were singing. Anxiety, one verse. Black Spider-Man, one verse. Africarian, you kind of held me down by my neck and slapped me in the face, because you recorded one verse and you pretty much put that bitch on loop. I don't fuck with that. You pretty much repeated the same verse three times. I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that at all. I like you for your rapping. And you know what? I wouldn't mind if you put a little more effort into your lyrics. Yes, you're flowing. You're flowing your ass off. And I fuck with that. I really, 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 really do. But you're not saying anything. You're not really saying anything of really lyrical interest. You know what I'm saying? Incredible True Story, not only were you flowing, but you had metaphors, you had wordplay, you had quotables. On here, I don't have any quotables. I didn't walk away with anything that made me go, whoosh, damn. You know, there were moments where I was like, okay, that was nice. Alright, that was cool. And I'd be lying my ass off if when you hit your flows, I wasn't sitting there shaking my head like an idiot to your flows. I'd be lying. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie about that. However, there aren't any moments on this record where you give me reasons to come back. And I think that's where you fail as a lyricist sometimes. There are a lot of times when you record your music, you don't give me enough reasons to re-listen to it. You don't give me enough reasons to come back to it. I'm still listening to Pimp a Butterfly trying to catch everything. I'm still listening to Because the Internet trying to catch everything. And I'm not trying to say that you need to be that deep that it takes like 80,000 listens just to kind of grasp what's going on. I'm just saying you kind of rely on the beat and the catchiness of the song to bring the replay value. But I think the lack of deepness in your lyrics and the lack of anything other than surface level topics is kind of your downfall. Number 2. This is where I gotta hit you kind of hard. This concept is weak. I'm just gonna be straight up. This concept is weak. It's an L. You took an L with this concept. It's weak. It's weak. It doesn't seem very fleshed out at all. It doesn't seem very well thought out at all. Incredible True Story was this. I ain't feeling it. First of all, it's barely throughout the album. It's like the last 3 minutes of Hallelujah. It's got its own track in the middle of the album, 4 minutes and some change, which is like, why on earth would you do that? And then in the middle of Africarian, there's like a minute or two more of this concept. I'm telling you right now, this concept was an L. It was weak. It didn't seem like you actually put a whole lot of thought into it. It doesn't seem like you actually spent a lot of time making it work and making it flow as an actual narrative, like Incredible True Story. This was weak. This was a fail. I'm gonna just be straight up and honest with you. I feel like this concept failed. I agree with what it's trying to do. I understand your message. However, the concept, that was weak. And you wasted a lot of money on Neil deGrasse Tyson. Number 3. God. I understand you're mixed. I do. I understand that you have struggle. Will I ever be able to feel that struggle? Absolutely not. I'm not mixed. I'm all the way 100% black. I will never understand being called a cracker. I've never really been called a nigger in a racist, inflection. I've never experienced this racism. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of them all lives matter idiots. I understand that, racism exists. I'm not an idiot. Don't get me wrong. I'm just being honest in the fact that I have not experienced racism in this lifetime. Now, here's the thing. I don't mind you being straight up and attacking the fact that you're white and you're black. Here's the thing. That should have been 2 songs. That should have been Everybody, and that should have been Take It Back. You should not have talked about that at any other point in this record. But there is a lot of black talk in this record, and it really concerns me. Because there's a lot of moments where you're kind of beating me over the head. I really do not like being preached at. I hate being preached at. I don't go to church. I'm a Christian, but I don't go to church. I hate Christian propaganda films, and I don't watch Family Guy much because almost every other episode they gotta preach at me something. You're preaching at me, and I don't fuck with that. And the reason I don't fuck with that is because A, you don't provide examples, and B, you only show one side. This whole album, you're telling me how fantastic black people are. Literally. Most definitely, that was that song's downfall, the end of it. Black people are beautiful, incredible, it's crazy. Why on earth would you put that on the record? Black Spider-Man even. I'm black and proud. Fuck everybody hating on me right now. I'm black and proud. Listen, I don't have a problem with you saying how great black people are. I'm black. Tell me I'm amazing. I'll take it. Sure. Why not? Here's the thing. This is the kind of record that comes out in the 80s. This is the kind of record that comes out when black people are literally a victim. This is a record that comes out when you literally walk down a street and a cop pulls over, jumps you, handcuffs you, and everybody around just keeps walking, and it's normal. It's normal. This is the kind of record that comes out in that time. Here in 2017, don't get me wrong, police brutality, it's a thing. Racism, it's a thing. KKK is still out here and Donald Trump is still in office. However, this is not the time for a record like this that just praises the shit out of black people and doesn't tell you why black people are so great and doesn't flip to any other side. Now, I'm not stupid. I know why black people are great. The music that black people have created over the histories is incredible. It's brilliant. We're strong and we're tough. We stand up for what's not right. Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, MLK. We persevere. We move forward. Barack Obama was in office twice. I understand why. I want Logic to explore that. I want Logic to actually make this worthwhile. Instead of just sitting here telling me, hey, remember kids, black people are awesome. Thanks. Appreciate it. Next problem I got. I feel as though, oh my God, this is really difficult because I really have criticisms and I have to hit him hard with them or else, he's gonna, anyway, I'll get to that at the end. The fact that you claimed that you were gonna be talking about everybody and that you were gonna be rapping from a lot of different perspectives. Were you really? Were you really? I only got that on Killing Spree. I only got that on 1-800. Anxiety. That's it. The rest of the time, it sounds like you're rapping from you.
Black Spider-Man.
Which is cool. Just, if you wanted this to be Africarian, you should have kept it as Africarian. Because that's what it sounded like. When I listen to your lyrics, that's what this sounds like. This sounds like the Africarian album you wanted to do. This doesn't sound like everybody. So I have a theory that you decided to do Africarian. A lot of the internet said, Logic, I think you're fucking up a little bit. And I think you need to think about that. So you decided, well, I'm going to be the peace, love, and positivity dude, and I'm going to switch up what's going on a little bit. I'm going to switch up the title, and I'm going to switch up the album a little bit, so I'm not going to not calling it Africarian makes a little more sense. Which is cool. It's a business move. I get it. And it's a smart move. I understand it, but this album still does not sound like everybody. It sounds like Africarian. That's the vibe I got by the time I finished this record. This sounds like Africarian. This doesn't sound like everybody. So, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be blatantly honest. There are moments in this record where there's just a lot of talking. And I think that hurts the replay value. Confess, I can only listen to for the first couple minutes. Because the last couple minutes is just Killer Mike yelling at me. Why didn't he rap? I get what he's saying. I feel what he's saying. I felt exactly how he's felt before. However, why isn't he rapping is my problem. Take it back. You spend the last 4 minutes of that song talking to me. And by the time that song was over, I was sitting there like, you had the beat on. Why weren't you just rapping this? You couldn't put that into lyrics? Stop talking to me and rap. Anxiety, the end of that song, literally talking to me, preaching at me. Not preaching at me, but talking. Why didn't you write lyrics for that? And I feel like you could have wrote those into lyrics. You could have wrote more lyrics for this record. You could have had more metaphors, wordplay, and deeper thoughts. You would have had a better fleshed out concept and narrative if you weren't spending so much time directing choirs and getting guest appearances. You said long ago on Under Pressure, you said, I'm not defined by the sales of my first week because in my mind the only way I fail if my verse weak. You also said, understand that I'm a man not defined by his wage. Even though it's in the millions, that shit don't define my brilliance. Starting to feel like you're letting your budget speak for you. Now, I'm not saying you're starting to be only about the money. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying you're spending a lot of time and effort in the wrong areas. Do I love this production? Absolutely. These beats slap. They slap hard. Do I like a few of these guest appearances? Yes, I do. But I'd much rather hear you over them. I'd much rather this production be okay instead of great if it means your lyrics are going to be great instead of alright. Spend less time on these beats. Spend less time spending less money on these beats. Call Six and tell him, look, I want a beat and I want it to sound like this. Call Seasick and tell him I want a beat and I want it to sound like this. If you want a feature so bad, call up Big Limbo. Call up No ID. Shit, you just did it here. Call up No ID. Call up C. Castro. You and Lucy Rose seem to be friends, so call her up. And then do the rest yourself. Right. Spend more time in that notepad. Because I feel like you slacking on lyrics. I really do. I felt that way on Incredible True Story, but I let it slide because you were just kind of, enjoying yourself and talking about where you are now. And you still had topics like a motherfucker and you were still flowing. And you still gave me quotables. Here, I didn't get a lot of rapping. And the little rapping that I did get from you, it wasn't the best. There's not a single song on here I will put in my top 25 favorite Logic songs ever. None of these will make it in. Not a single one. The one that probably has the best chance of making it in is Take It Back. And that one barely, because the last 4 minutes of it is you talking. Now, I know it sounds like it. I don't hate this album. I don't dislike it. I enjoy it. I like it. There are moments on here I actually kind of love. The beats are fucking incredible. Your rapping at times, your flowing is ridiculous. Everything you talk about, cut that. Everything. I fuck with that. Deep Master deep down inside of me. The Plantation deep down inside of me. I fuck with that. The concept has a good idea. The guest appearances, for the most part, are welcome. The problem is, I feel like the directions you were going in weren't very well thought out directions. And I feel like you spent a lot of time in some areas and neglected other areas that may have been more important. This album should have been great. You are a top 5 artist for me. This is not top 5 material, especially when Kendrick Lamar just dropped Damn. Kendrick Lamar is my 6th favorite artist of all time. You are right above him. Kendrick has a classic under his belt, To Pimp a Butterfly. Kendrick just dropped Damn, one of my favorite albums of the past couple of years. So you dropping this? It don't look good if I got you above Kendrick in my top 10. You're claiming your next album is your last. I hope you put the lyrical effort into it. You're not going to get an A+ from anywhere with this. You're not going to have a classic doing this kind of music. You're not. I need you to tighten up. Spend a little less time on that production. Spend a little less time on these guests. Spend a little less time harmonizing. Spend a little more time spitting. You're a rapper. That's what you came out as. I'm not putting that label on you. That's what you are. You're a rapper. I need you to rap better, more, and be a little deeper and give me a little more reason to come back. I like this album. I don't love it. I wish you the best. I hope your next album is that one that makes me confident to have you in my top 10 favorite artists of all time. I'm only being so critical because I'm concerned. I love you as an artist. Your music is incredible. Your music makes me feel some type of way. This feels well-intentioned, yet half-assed. I give everybody a solid B. I loved it on first listen, like every other Logic fan did. But I have to tell you the truth. Every time I listen to this album, I like it a little less. So, I hope I didn't piss off all the Logic fans. I know this is a long ass video, so I'm gonna end it right now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, dislike it. If you think I'm an idiot, dislike it. Comment below. Let me know why I'm an idiot. If you just disagree, comment below. Have a discussion. This is what it's all about. Shout out to the group on Facebook. You might be a Logic fan. If the dudes on there, for the most part, they're incredible. They're awesome. Leading up to this album's release, they're an incredible group. If you're a Logic fan, I definitely would look it up. It's called You Might Be a Logic Fan If. It's great. Join the group, and that's where I share all my links to my Logic-based videos. And click that notification bell. It lets you know when I upload. And with all that being said, have a great day, everybody.